Hello everyone, in this edition, the Russian figure skater challenged the American genius. Alexandra Trusova celebrates her 18th birthday. Kamila Valieva admitted that she lost her shape a little during the holidays. Well, now about everything in order. The fashion for the quadruple axel in figure skating continues to grow. And while the queen of quads Alexandra Trusova is not ready to take on the most difficult jump in history, single men are already competing with each other for the right to be called a pioneer. Yuzuru Hanyu missed this opportunity by unsuccessfully speaking at the Beijing Olympics. His flag was picked up by a teammate of his eternal rival Nathan Chen. American Ilya Malinin, who calls himself the god of quads, did land an element of 4.5 turns and announced that he would include him and 6 other quads in the competitive program. True, Malinin's incredible ambitions may never become a reality. The challenge to the American madman is thrown by the Russian single skater Pyotr Gumenik, who also expressed a desire to learn Axel. And after all, he has a chance, because the coach of Chen and Malinin is ready to help the athlete. Looks like the quad axel battle is just around the corner. Progress in figure skating cannot be stopped. A few years ago, the most difficult jump in history, the quadruple axel, was considered impossible. Coach Alexei Mishin even said that in the near future we will not see a clean performance of this element. After the not-so-successful attempt by Russian figure skater Artur Dmitriev Jr. to jump the quaxel at the Russian Grand Prix in 2018, the ardor of many athletes subsided. The task really looked impossible. But what seems unreal is sooner or later made by a man from outer space. That is why two geniuses of figure skating began to study the quadruple axel at once. The eternal confrontation between Nathan Chen and Yuzuru Hanyu moved into this plane, but did not have time to somehow develop. A student of Rafael Haradunian went to the elements several times, but then decided to concentrate on preparing for the Beijing Olympics, dreaming of rehabilitating himself for the failure in Pyeongchang. Charged for the result, he jumped 7 quads in 2 programs and won the long-awaited gold, beating his stellar rival. Hanyu lost by risking writing his name into history. The Japanese did not abandon his plans for the quadruple axel and purposefully prepared this element for the start in China, sometimes sacrificing the complexity of the programs. Before the games, Yuzuru's good attempts with small step-outs got into the net, but in the end it didn't work out to land the jump and do it purely on Beijing ice. Nevertheless, the skater was not very upset and said that he would not stop there, not suspecting that with his perseverance he would inspire the younger generation and resume the fashion for the quadruple axel. Chen's junior teammate Ilya Malinin got down to business. An American with Russian roots immodestly called himself the god of quads, hinting that the most difficult content would submit to him. And there are prerequisites for this. The skater, under the guidance of coaches, which are his own parents, not only brought several quadruples into his arsenal, but also learned how to combine them in an unusual way. Cascades of 2 quads have become the hallmark of an American madman who did not even think of stopping in experiments. Starting to consult with Rafael Haradunian, Malinin suddenly discovered in himself the ability to jump a quadruple axel. The athlete shocked the world by posting a video of a clean attempt at the element on social media. Experts from different countries immediately began to discuss what they saw, but some of them doubted that this was a practice jump and attributed Ilya's progress to a lucky chance. Then the skater made another video, proving that his ambitions are real and the 4.5 turn jump is the result of his long and hard work. Malinin is not going to waste time on trifles and is preparing to demonstrate an incredible set of 7 quads in one program. Therefore, he needs Axel to avoid unjustified repetitions, which are prohibited under the current rules. But the Russian single skater decided to encroach on the incredible achievement of the American genius. Pyotr Gumenik is not yet thinking about jumping 7 quads, but he plans to become the first to perform a quadruple axel at official competitions. A student of Veronika Danico openly challenged a foreign competitor, and, most interestingly, he has a chance to win this dispute. Gumenik has been in contact with Rafael Haradunian since the age of 15, and recently resumed cooperation with him. The specialist has been following Pyotr progress for a long time, because he is interested in him. According to him, the skater has an unusual body structure, which slowed down the process of studying multi-turn jumps. Perhaps now is the moment when the athlete is ready to move on. After the last consultation with Haradunian, Gumenik went to the rink with a quad loop. For a complete collection of quads he lacks only a flip and an axel. And it seems that Pyotr intends to fix it. I was interested to know Haradunian's advice on how to train the quadruple axel. What exercises? "I will prepare for the attempts of the quadruple Axel," said Gumenik. Obviously, Petya is a dark horse not only among world singles skaters, but also among Russian ones. If he succeeds in fulfilling his plan, then the fans will have a fascinating spectacle. The battle of quadruple axels is coming. Russian figure skater Alexandra Trusova is celebrating her 18th birthday. For Alexandra Trusova, the 18th year of her life promised to be perhaps the most important in her sports career. She was to perform at the Olympics. She approached the main start of the 4 years, having behind her a number of prizes at the adult level, including medals at the Grand Prix stages, the European and World Championships. There was enough intrigue before the games, and one of them was what medal Trusova would win. There was no doubt that there would be a medal. But she had to compete with compatriots Kamila Valieva and Anna Sherbakova. In the team championship, Trusova was not given the opportunity to compete for the award, putting Valieva on both programs, and Russian Rocket had all hope for a personal championship. The fans wondered how many quadruple jumps she would be able to perform cleanly. Trusova constantly declared a large number of quads, but she never performed everything without error. The exception is the open skating of the Russian national team, where the athlete landed 5 quadruple jumps, but this was not an official tournament. A more dramatic denouement in the end could hardly have been imagined. Valieva, unable to withstand the pressure of the public on the background of the news of a positive doping test, performed unsuccessfully and became only the 4th, but Trusova. The performance of the Russian Rocket in the free program was a landmark event. For the first time in history, 5 quadruple jumps were performed in women's singles. Sasha's sheepskin coat turned out with a step out, but nevertheless she landed it and inscribed herself in history. But she never became an Olympic champion. Although it was these phenomenal 5 quads that were supposed to be the golden culmination of a long and hard work on oneself. But Trusova's misfortune turned out to be that Sherbakova did not make a single mistake then, and due to large bonuses for each technical element and higher marks for the components, artistry, gliding, she took first place. Was she really stronger than Trusova? Hardly a single Russian fan could objectively answer this question. It only remained to take it for granted. Sherbakova won the gold of the Olympics, and Alexandra got the silver. What happened next, everyone remembers very well. Before the awards ceremony, Trusova's hysteria fell into the lenses of television cameras, and who could condemn her? An athlete with muscles and tendons of steel and movements honed to the millimeter on ice. Outside of it remained an ordinary 17-year-old girl who was so worried that she still has neither the gold of the Olympic Games, nor the victory at the World Championships, nor any other significant gold on the adult level. Then she declared in her heart that she hates this sport and sees no reason to continue performing. Of course, these words were dictated by emotions, and yet anxiety crept into the hearts of figure skating fans. Will this really break Sasha and she will really leave? So far, the athlete is in no hurry to announce her retirement. 3-time Olympic champion Irina Rodnina, congratulating Trusova on her birthday, noted the importance of the conclusions that the athlete had to make after the games. "I wish her a happy birthday. She is big, her hair is long. The Olympics showed that it is too early for young people to compete there." What conclusions she drew is another question. Perhaps there was the wrong motivation or the wrong reaction. Probably, ambitions run ahead of her and her result. Rodina said. Apparently, Trusova will try to enter another Olympic cycle. The likelihood of this is seriously increased by the changes that the Congress of the International Skating Union (ISU) adopted. It is about the age limit. If the age norms remain unchanged in the upcoming season, then from the 2023-24 season, athletes will be able to compete at the adult level from 16 years old, and a year later, from 17. Thus, world figure skating will approach the 2026 Olympics in a completely different form. 15-year-old stars will not be able to go on the ice and smear older rivals on it, as, for example, Kamila Valieva did. This means that the level of competition will also change. Experts have repeatedly noticed that at a young age for the female body every year is of great importance, and the physical differences between a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old athlete are significant. Trusova, who has matured, with her set of quadruple jumps, will still be able to give odds to her rivals. Returning to Trusova, it is impossible not to notice that after the Olympics she spent time without becoming a recluse, as another athlete who received such a psychological blow could have done. For example, in May, Alexandra made public some of the details of her personal life. It became known that her companion was a figure skater, Beijing 2022 Olympic champion in the team championship Mark Kondratyuk. And it was he, according to Trusova herself, who was the first to congratulate her on her 18th birthday. Kondratyuk was next to Trusova, and at the moment when she decided on something fundamentally different from her usual role, she took part in the Moscow Athletics Week, where she competed in the long jump, and her result went into the offset. Although, admittedly, her best figure, 4.19 meters, is far from the numbers with which Trusova could compete with professional jumpers. But competition is the last thing that could push the famous skater to such a step. She is a media person and decided to support Russian athletics. Moreover, she likes to jump. She has never done long jumps and has not tried. All the specifics of jumping in figure skating implies a completely different repulsion, plus there are also turns. Nevertheless, she, realizing that she had never done this and could not look very convincing in the eyes of professionals, nevertheless went for it. She attracted the attention of a large number of figure skating fans who began to watch track and field athletics. Trusova also unexpectedly tried herself in strip plastic, showing a frame-up strip dance. It is still difficult to talk about Trusova's future prospects. But, talking to reporters after the athletics start, the figure skater stressed that she was training and preparing for the new season. A short interview with Kamila Valieva appeared, in which the figure skater spoke about her physical form after rest and passing exams. Kamila is pleased with how her month-long vacation went. She rested the first half, and devoted the second half to preparing and passing exams. The very first exam turned out to be the most exciting, because the unknown is always the most frightening. The first exam was English, which was passed by only 2 people, including Kamila, which, of course, also added excitement to our athlete. The calmest exams for the skater were biology and mathematics. The inspectors, although they recognized the Olympic champion, did not give any concessions, they accepted like everyone else. Kamila admitted that now the training camp in Novogorsk is quite difficult, although before going on the ice she tried to keep fit, went to the gym to put her body in order, but ice training cannot be replaced by something else. Kamila put it this way. And it seems that in the hall you do everything normally. You jump, run, don choke, everything is fine. And when you go out on the ice, completely different muscles begin to work. Valieva said, laughing. For those who are still worried about the fact that Valieva was sent to the show and she will not go to the season, the skater explained that this year the season does not start in September, as usual, but in October, end of September, so now she is with coaches do not run anywhere, but calmly and systematically preparing for the season. Comparing starts with and without spectators, the skater noted that the presence of spectators is of great importance. Feeling the energy and support of the fans is especially nice, so it is important for her, like all other skaters, that the competitions still take place with full stands. Probably the most important thing is that people come and support us in this difficult time, Kamila said.